Hey, what's up guys? I'm Joe McClung, and today I want to share a little testimonial video with you on how P90X has changed my life. So first of all, I want to clarify, this is not a self-absorbed video where I brag about myself or anything like that. It's just clearly, it's just simply a testimonial video. I want to let you know a little bit about my history and what brought me to this point and what I have gone through to get here. So this video is intended for YouTube, but I'm probably going to go ahead and share it on Facebook as well. And my friends and family already know, about me and know where I've come from and how I got to this point and seen the changes that I've gone through. But I want to share this with the general public, and hopefully it can help some of you. It can help someone who watches this video. So let's go back to when I was young and in school, back in high school. I was an athlete. I was very athletic. I played football and baseball and golf. I really excelled at football, and I later went on to play semi-pro football, and actually played semi-pro baseball for about 3 years as well. So I would consider myself, as when I was younger, an athlete. I could run really fast, run the 40 in like 4.9, which is not bad for a little short white guy. I would consider myself an athlete. I later went on to join the Army. I was in the infantry. I was in the Army for about 4 years. I was in excellent shape. And as you know, the Army and the infantry can be very physically demanding. Through all those years, my whole life, I never had any disabilities. I never had any illnesses or anything that limited what I could do. I could pretty much do anything I wanted. I've even raced in 2 100-mile bike rides or bike races. I've raced mountain bikes and raced BMX. So, several different sports. Sports has always been a part of my life. So after I got out of the Army, I didn't do anything really real healthy, or anything like that. My life was pretty much normal, just working, doing life, and gradually getting fat and overweight and unhealthy. And it wasn't important to me. I didn't really care. But around, in 2006, I started my own business, and things were going great. But then I think around 2009, I was suddenly struck with a disease called ankylosing spondylitis. If you're not familiar with what that is, and chances are you've probably never even heard of it, you can look it up on Google. I won't really go too far into what the disease is, but I can tell you that it's similar to rheumatoid arthritis. My rheumatologist treats me as if I have rheumatoid arthritis because ankylosing spondylitis is such a rare disease, and that's really the only way I know how to treat it. So basically what it does is eventually, without treatment, it fuses the joints in the body together to where you have limited to no range of motion whatsoever. It gets its name from the spine, spondylitis, but my spine was never affected, or at least it hasn't up until this point. It started in my ankles, and then it moved into my elbows, and then my wrist, and then into my knees. What happened was, it attacks really quickly. I would say within a year I went from completely normal to barely able to walk, and eventually ended up in a wheelchair. I was in a wheelchair for about 2 years. It started in my ankles. Like I said, we're talking about massive swelling, very limited range of motion. And then one day I woke up and my elbows wouldn't straighten out for some reason. Now my elbows now, they don't completely straighten out. They just don't, either one of them. And if I try to straighten them out, it'd probably break before it'd give way. They're just calcified and fused together. Now they had gotten to the point where they were about like this, and I walked around with my hands half cocked all the time. But they have gotten better. I've actually had some increase in range of motion, or a lot of increase in range of motion in my elbows. My wrist got to the point where they wouldn't bend at all. Now they bend backwards a little, and they bend down a little. But as you can see, that's it. They don't bend. They would break if I fell down and tried to catch myself with my hand, flat palm. My hands would break. They're fused together, and we've done x-rays and everything, and the only way to really fix them is with surgery, which they're not willing to do, and I don't want to go through it either. But we can, the doctor said we can experience some progression in range of motion in small bits and small little increments. So that's what we're working on. My knees, this knee bends about 90 degrees. Just doesn't bend any further than that. This one bends a little bit more than 90. I'd say maybe, well, this one here is probably about 85 degrees, and this one here is about maybe 95 degrees. So it's a little bit better, but they are getting better. It was even worse than that. Like I mentioned before, I was in a wheelchair for about 2 years. I couldn't walk 10 feet. I could barely even stand up, much less I had to use crutches to get up and down my stairs. Getting off of my front porch was a big challenge. Getting into my pickup truck was very challenging. I had to have someone go and buy groceries for me, do laundry, do things around the house. My mother moved out here to stay with me and help me because I was completely dependent on someone. I couldn't really do anything. In a wheelchair, like I said, and because of that, I really didn't leave the house much. And during that time, I just gained more and more weight because I was so sedentary. I didn't get any exercise at all, and I ate just whatever I wanted to eat. And my life was going downhill in a spiral, and it was scaring me to death. I thought that if I didn't do something about it, then I might drop dead of a heart attack before I reached age 50. And I'm 43 now. I'll be 44 later this year. So in late 2013, I got on a different medication. My doctor put me on. We had tried many different medications, and my condition started to increase pretty rapidly. And eventually, I didn't need the wheelchair anymore, but I still needed crutches on occasion. I was still limited as to how far I could walk. Like I could go to the grocery store, but by the time I went in Walmart and came back out, I was already limping really bad and could barely get into the truck. So I was very limited as to how long I could be on my feet, how far I could walk, and so forth. And the range of motion in my joints was still the same. It hadn't changed much. But I was out of the chair, and that was a really big deal for me. I could actually start doing things, with my friends and stuff. So the medication started working, but I still knew that I needed to do something to get into better shape. So finally, I got up off my butt. A friend of mine bought the P90X program 4 weeks ago, and called me up one day and says, "Hey man, I'm going to start doing P90X. Would you like to start doing it with me?" And I said, "Well, I don't know how much of that I could do, but yeah, let's give it a shot." Now I had been doing some hiking, short distance hiking, maybe a couple of miles, and I had done some mountain biking. Late last year, I had gotten to the point where I could do some mountain biking and short range, hiking and stuff. So I was already doing some physical activities, but in very limited amounts. So this Monday, we will start day 1 of our second block of week number 5. This is block number 2. We just completed block 1, our 4th week, and so Monday we start block 2, day number 1, so our 5th week. And we're doing the classic routine right now, and we plan to do mass and probably doubles after that. But it's a 90-day routine. If you've probably heard of P90X, it's from a company called Beachbody. Great company. Tony Horton has put together a really great program, and it's physically demanding. It will challenge you. But I wanted to make this video to let you guys know that if a guy that was sick and in a wheelchair can do it, then so can you. Now I had the help of medication to kind of get me up out of the wheelchair, but like I said, I was very limited in what I could do, and my life has completely flip-flopped 180 degrees since I started doing P90X. I was already able to do some hiking and some biking and stuff, but jogging or running was out of the question. Now I can run bleachers. I can jog. I can't exactly run or sprint, but I can jog now. I can lift weights. I've lost nearly 30 pounds in the 4-week period, and I have trimmed down to 18% body fat. I am still fat by all sense of the means. I still have a belly. My pectoral muscles are starting to develop now, and I've got some muscularity in my arms and in my shoulders and my traps. I've lost inches in my legs, my waist, and my hips. I've lost inches everywhere. I'll flash some pictures in the video, either up here or up here, and show you guys, you know, kind of what I used to look like before and where I've come now. We did our measurements and stuff today for the P90X program, and I was a little disappointed because I hadn't come as far as I really wanted to on paper, but I definitely look different, and so for that I'm happy. I am satisfied that I'm around 18% right now. I was at around 30% body fat, so I have come down a lot, but my goal is to get down to around 5 or 6%. I want to have those 8-pack, you know, washboard abs and stuff, so I've got a long ways to go, but I have came a long ways up until this point. Like I said, my life has completely turned around, and I couldn't be more happy with the way things are going. So I wanted to share this with you and let you guys know what it's done for me, and hopefully someone watching this video can help you. You just need to tell yourself, I need to make a change, and just do it. Make it happen. Like they used to tell us in the Army. Make it happen. Adapt and overcome. And that's what you have to do. I'm on a very strict eating plan. My cousin Sean put me on. He's a bodybuilder and personal trainer, and he put me on a very strict eating plan. I eat 6 meals a day. There is absolutely nothing in my kitchen that I'm not supposed to eat. There is no temptation. I have removed all temptation from my kitchen, my refrigerator. The only food that's down there is the food that's on my meal plan. And if you want to go hardcore like that, then I suggest that's what you try. I don't eat out. I don't even stop at a place and eat so much as a salad, because I don't trust what they're putting in their dressing, or the croutons and all that kind of stuff on a salad. Can't have that stuff. So I'm eating low sodium. I would say mid-range calories, about 1,500 calories a day. I'm eating nearly 200 grams of protein a day, and I'm trying to. I need to lower my carbs down a little bit. My carbs are still over about 150 carbs a day right now. My sodium is about 2,000, and I plan to cut that down in half to around 1,000 milligrams of sodium a day. The body only needs about a spoonful of sodium to function. Speaking of function, you know, when it comes to food, if you can get yourself in the mentality of eating just because your body requires it for fuel and to survive, then that's a really good place to be. Because if you look at food as something that you enjoy, or like you like to eat, then it's going to be hard for you to put yourself on an eating plan or some type of diet. You need to look at food as a necessity. I need this fuel for my body. I don't eat because I like it. I don't, half the stuff that I eat, I mean, I do enjoy my meal plan, but there are a few things on there that I could, really care less about. I don't eat it because it tastes really good. I eat it because my body requires it for fuel. It's good for my body, and it will get me where I need to be. So if you look at food like it's an event or an activity where you sit in front of the TV with the family and watch a movie and grub down, that's not going to help you. If you go to the grocery store when you're hungry and you're picking out junk food or little snacks like, oh, well, I'll be on a diet, but I think I might have this in the house just for an occasional snack, that's not going to help you. I don't even do a cheat day. There is no cheat day in my diet. It's 7 days a week, 30 days a month, 24/7. My meal plan is all that I have. I've been on it for 2 weeks, and since I've been on this meal plan for 2 weeks, I have lost about 10 to 12 pounds. Up until that point, I think I had lost another 10 or 12 pounds from the workout. So here I am at nearly 30 pounds of weight loss, and dropped my body fat percentage nearly in half at around 18%, and I've still got a long way to go. So it's a lifestyle change. You just have to tell yourself, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to make it happen. I don't want to drop dead of a heart attack before I'm 50. I want to live a long, fruitful life and share my life with my kids or grandkids or whatever. You want to be able to do that and live a long life. And you can do that. All you got to do is tell yourself, I'm going to make a change. So I'm Joe McClung. I want to thank you for watching the video today. Make a change, make it happen, and live a healthy lifestyle. You can do it. Take care.